10th class Geography. Forest and Wildlife Resources. Second lesson. అటవీ మరియు వన్యప్రాణుల వనరులు. 1. Multiple choice questions. 1. Which of the following conservation strategies do not directly involve community participation? D. Demarcation of wildlife sanctuaries. Second, match the following. Reserved forests. Forests are regarded as most valuable as far as the conservation of forest and wildlife resources. Protected forests. Forest lands are protected from any further depletion. Unclassed forests. Other forests and wastelands belonging to both government and private individuals and communities. Third, answer the following questions in about 30 words. 1. What is biodiversity? Why is biodiversity important for human lives? Answer. First point, the total number of species of plants, animals, and microorganisms living on the earth is called biodiversity. Second, it is the variety of organisms present is ecosystem. Third, it is very much necessary to maintain ecological balance which can be achieved by conservation of biodiversity. Fourth, in society, human being is interdependent. Fifth, humans are considered as social animals. Sixth, human depends on others for their survival and well-being. Apart from this, there is always an interaction of human beings with biotic and abiotic communities. Meanings. డిమార్కేషన్ విభాగము, సెంచరీ మహాపవిత్ర స్థానము, డిప్లేషన్ ఖాళీ చేయడము, బయోడైవర్సిటీ జీవ వైవిధ్యం, లైవ్స్ ప్రాణము, స్పీషీస్ భేదము, ఈకోసిస్టమ్ పర్యావరణ వ్యవస్థ, ఈకోలాజికల్ జీవావరణ, అచీవ్ జయించు, సర్వైవల్ అవశిష్ట చావక బ్రతికియుండు, అపార్ట్ ప్రత్యేకముగా, ఏ బయోటిక్ నిర్జీవ సంబంధమైన, ఫ్లోరా వసంత కాలాది దేవత, ఫానా ఒక కాలమందు కాని జంతు సముదాయము, ఎక్స్పాన్షన్ విస్తరించు, మైనింగ్ గనుల తవ్వకం, హ్యాబిటాట్ నివాస స్థలము, పోచింగ్ దొంగతనంగా అడవి జంతువులను వేటాడటం, ఎక్స్ప్లోయిటేషన్ దోపిడీ, డిక్లైన్ క్షయము, ఎక్స్ప్లిసిటీ స్పష్టముగా, లంబర్ జాక్స్ చెట్లు నరికే వ్యక్తి, ఎన్క్రోచ్మెంట్ ఆక్రమించుకోవటము. Second, how have human activities affected the depletion of flora and fauna? Explain. Answer. Several human activities affected the depletion of flora and fauna. They are: Point 1. Deforestation for agricultural expansion. Second point, degradation of forests by shifting cultivation. Third point, large scale development projects. Fourth point, mining activities. Fifth point, habitat destruction, hunting, poaching, over exploitation of forest products, environmental degradation, forest fires are some factors which have led to the decline of biodiversity. Fourth question. Answer the following questions in about 120 words. First question. Describe how communities have conserved and protected forests and wildlife in India. Answer. The communities have conserved and protected forests and wildlife in India in the following ways. A. In Sariska Tiger Reserve, Rajasthani villagers have fought against mining by citing the Wildlife Protection Act. In many areas, villages themselves are protecting habitats and explicitly rejecting government environment. B. The famous Chipko movement launched by the women of Chamoli in Uttarakhand saved more than 12,000 square kilometers area of forests just by hugging the trees when the lumberjacks attempted to cut them. C. The Alwar district of Rajasthan local communities belonging to 5 villages have set their own rules and regulations in 1,200 hectares of forest land to stop hunting and outside encroachments in these lands. D. The Beej Bachao Andolan in Tahari district of Uttarakhand conserved local seed diversity and forest wild, defending small farmers and promoting traditional agricultural and knowledge systems. Second, write a note of good practices towards conserving forest and wildlife. Answer. During conservation of forests, many good practices have been evolved. These include A. Central and state governments in India have set up national parks and wildlife sanctuaries to protect forests and endangered species in wildlife. B. Worshipping of trees and animals. C. Punishable penal codes on killing animals. D. Vana Mahotsav etc. to bring awareness among the people about importance of wildlife. E. The joint forest management institutions are set up to undertake the protection activities mostly degraded forest land. F. In 1972, the Indian Wildlife Act was implemented. G. It made protecting specific habitats a law. It released a list of wildlife species that had to be protected. H. Hunting these animals was considered as a criminal act. Project Tiger, one of the well published wildlife campaigns in the world, was launched in 1973 to save tigers in the country. Evolved కలుగు endangered అపాయమును పొందిన ఇంప్లిమెంటెడ్ పనిముట్టు క్యాంపెయిన్స్ బ్రహ్మాండమైన